A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it. defeated the Sleeper, destroyed the barrier. But while all the other prisoners escaped, he remained behind in the rubble. It was I who dispatched him against the Sleeper. Now it is I who brings him back from there. He is weak and has forgotten much. But he is alive. He's back.
There you are again. I never thought the two of us would meet again.
I feel like I spent 3 weeks lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. I had feared I might not be able to rescue you from the debris of the temple, but enough of that. You're here now. There's a new threat that we have to deal with. After the fall of the barrier and the banishment of the Sleeper, Beliar's wrath has grown even greater. A mighty artifact, so it is written in the old scriptures, will be brought back to this world when the God of darkness sends his henchmen out to search. This search has long since begun. Beliar's henchmen are desecrating the oldest shrines of the gods. The guardians of these holy places have awakened, and their wrath makes the earth tremble. Every powerful magician on this island could sense this wrath. And some of them have certainly begun to face the threat. You must become their ally. That's the only way to stop Beliar.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The Sleeper
has been banned. You vanquished him, so much is true. But it's not within our power to stop the war that ensues now. With his final furious scream, the Sleeper has set into movement the armies of darkness. It was an order to all evil creatures, a word of power that they were all bound to obey. His last order was, "Come!" And they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here. And they have gathered an entire army of lowly servant creatures around them.
Where's this army now?
The army is camped not far from here, in the Valley of Mines near Corinus, and they're getting ready to attack. We do not have much time left.
What can we do?
This time we cannot handle it by ourselves. Only the power of Innos will help us against these dragons. A group of paladins is stationed in the city of Corinus, not far from here. They possess a powerful artifact which could help us to defeat the dragons. They call it the Eye of Innos. You need to get hold of this artifact. Tell the paladins about the threat. You must convince their leader to support us.
And once you have talked to him, you need to find the artifact of Beliar. It is the counterpiece to the Eye of Innos. It must not fall into the hands of evil.
What exactly is the Eye of Innos?
It's an amulet. Legend has it that Innos himself was poured part of his power into this amulet. It will restore some of your lost strength and help us defeat the dragons. It also has some other hidden powers. I shall tell you more about that once the amulet is yours.
Why would the paladins give me the Eye of Innos?
Because you are the one who is destined to wear it.
How can you claim to know that?
There are a number of reasons. The most important being, you have defeated the Sleeper. If you weren't a favorite of the gods, you'd be dead by now.
Let's assume you're right and I'm destined to bear the Eye of Innos. How would the paladins know that's true?
The eye itself chooses the one who may wear it. Once you get hold of it and put it on, the paladins cannot doubt your words any longer.
How can I get to the city?
Just follow the path from here through the mountains. The city is large. You cannot miss it, but watch out. The path to town is not without dangers, and you aren't nearly as strong as you once were.
I need weapons.
I can only give you whatever little I have here. Look around in my tower. Anything that looks useful to you, you can have.
I'll be on my way as fast as I can.
Good. And one more thing. Don't tell anyone that you've talked to me. Above all, don't tell any magician. Since I have gone into exile, the Circle of Fire has taken me for dead, and that's a good thing.
What with? What with? What with? What with?
Hey,
Can you tell me anything about this stone tablet?
First, I suspected it might be a magical artifact, but I finally concluded that it is not of any great significance. I have not been able to decode the meaning of this tablet entirely, but it seems to concern the history of a very old culture. If you want the tablet, it's yours. I have no use for it.
where exactly are we?
As I already said, near the city of Corinus. I have rebuilt my tower here.
But it's only been a few days since we last saw each other in the Valley of Mines.
The servants I summoned to build my tower have done a thorough job.
You can say that again. Where can I find better equipment?
The closest place where you can get better weapons and armor is the city of Corinus. But down in the valley you can find some healing herbs that will help you if you get injured in a fight. See the lake right in front of my tower. A secret passage leads to the valley from there.
Why is the Circle of Fire not supposed to know about you?
I used to be a high member of the Circle. Even then I suspected that demon magic might be the key to the magic barrier. But I could never have convinced the other members of the Circle to follow this path. So I left the Circle in order to study the black arts. That is a crime for which the fire magicians, the ordained of Enos, the ever good and virtuous, will accept no excuse. They are certain that I'm still alive, but they have no idea where to find me, and that's a good thing too.
So what should we do next?
We shall proceed as planned. There's no other way. You can go get yourself the Eye of Enos, and I shall keep looking for answers.
What with? I don't have a lockpick or the key. I don't have a lockpick or the key. I know nothing about picking locks. I know nothing about picking locks. I'll never get this open without the right key. I know nothing about picking locks. I'll never get this open without the right key.
I can't read that.
Is that you? Really? Man, am I glad to see you.
Lester, how did you get here?
That was a crazy escape. After the barrier exploded, I wandered around the area for a while in total confusion. Then I spent days fighting my way through these woods until I finally found this valley here. Diego, Milton, and Gorn are still in the Valley of Mines. At least, I think so.
What happened?
After the Sleeper was defeated, the entire Brotherhood lost their minds. Without their master, they were all just empty husks.
And you? What about you?
It was the same for me. I had nightmares and even hallucinations. But once my head was more or less clear again, I ran for it. Once, I thought I saw a huge black shadow pounce on a group of fugitives and burn them all up in a giant cloud of fire. At that moment, I really thought a dragon had come to kill me.
Did you see anything else?
No. I took to my heels and ran.
I'm on my way to Corinus. What do you know about the town?
Corinus? Well, it's a seaport. Nothing special. Why do you ask?
I must go and see the paladins who are said to be in town.
Really? They won't even let you into the town. And certainly not to where the paladins are.
Do you have any suggestions how I could get into town?
I certainly do. I worked for an old alchemist named Constantino some time ago. He has great influence in the city, and he's instructed the guards at the gate to let anyone through who can sell him rare herbs. So it's quite easy, really. You collect a large bunch of the plants that grow here all over the place, and then you pretend you're working for Constantino, and in you go. But don't collect a mix of this and that. The guards aren't all that bright, and they know nothing about alchemy. The bundle needs to look good to them if you want to get through. I think that 10 specimens of the same kind of plant should do the trick.
Thanks for the hint.
How long have you been hiding out in this valley?
I don't know exactly. A week, maybe? But there's one more thing. When I came here in the evening, I took a look up on the mountain, and there were only a few trees there. And when I looked the next morning, that tower was there. I could have sworn it wasn't there before. Since then, I haven't left the valley.
You mean Zardas's tower? I knew he was powerful, but creating a tower just like that?
Zardas the necromancer? He lives in that tower? I don't know if I like that.
Don't worry, he's the one who rescued me from the Sleeper's Temple. He's on our side. You need to tell Zardas about the shadow. It could be important.
You don't think it was my imagination? You mean there really was a...
Dragon, yes.
You're getting into the thick of it again, am I right?
I shouldn't say in the thick of it, not yet.
Well, good. If it's so important, then I'll go see him. But not now. For the moment, I'm going to rest. I'm still exhausted after the escape from the penal colony. I think you've got big plans. I'll see you later at Zardas's.
What do you know about the area?
If you keep going down that way, you'll come to a farm. The city starts a little way beyond that. But be careful. There's not just wolves and rats hanging around here. There's goblins and bandits, too.
Nothing to be had there. I can't read that.
Hey, stranger, you can be glad you didn't come by here 3 weeks ago. We would have taken you for an escaped convict, and we made short work of those. You look completely done in. What do you want here?
I'm on my way to town.
The way you look, you'll have to bribe the guards to get in. And you have to know what they want to hear.
And that would be?
Well, for example, that you're from Lobart's farm and want to go to the smith in the city. But that won't do you any good. You don't look like a farmer.
I see. I need better equipment.
I can imagine. But I tell you right now, we don't have anything to give away. If you can pay for what you want, Lobart will sell you something. Otherwise, go to him and ask him if he has work for you.
Where can I find Lobart?
Well, on the farm, of course. The farm belongs to him. And don't try messing with him. He's thrashed a lot of tramps and thrown them off his farm.
Wait a minute. I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
Those filthy rabble. They were probably the same bastards who took one of our sheep last night. You had terrific luck. Most people don't get away alive.
I know the hideout of the bandits.
Do you want to attack them? Count me out. It's much too dangerous. Besides, I have to watch over my sheep. But if you think you can get the riffraff off our backs, the whole farm would be very grateful to you.
One less monster around.
Hey, you!
Why are you hanging around on my land? Whose side are you on? The rebelling farmers or the king?
I don't understand.
What? Don't mess with me, boy. I want to know where you stand. So who are you for?
I'm for the peasants.
Ha! That damned warmonger Onar will drag us all into the grave. What do you think? How long will the paladins just stand by? After what Onar has done, the whole city is in an uproar.
What's going on here anyway?
Don't you know what's going on? Boy, where are you from? We're on the edge of a civil war. Up till now, all the farmers looked at the tribute to the city as fair taxation. But since the paladins have come to Corinthus, the city guards visit us more and more often. And little by little, they're taking everything. If it goes on like this, soon we won't have anything left for ourselves. Some farmers are starting to rebel. Onar was the first of them.
Tell me more about this Onar.
Onar is the biggest farmer here in the area. He is broken with the city. They say he's hired mercenaries to keep the city guard off his back. Can't blame him. In any case, no royal soldier dares to set foot on his farm anymore.
Who are those mercenaries that Onar hired?
I don't know much about the guys. Supposedly, a lot of them are former prisoners from the mining colony. Everybody knows what you can expect from them.
What about you? Whose side are you on? Peasants or king?
I'm too close to the city to really have a choice. But I'm glad about that. I wouldn't know how to decide. The king is bleeding us dry, and Onar sets his mercenaries on anyone who won't join him. That's why most of the other farmers are still undecided, but sooner or later they'll have to choose one side or the other.
I need some sensible clothes.
I can give you clean farmer's work clothes. Can you pay for them then? Well, you could work off part of the price if you're someone who is looking for work.
How much for the work clothes?
Well, we'll see. 70 gold pieces.
Well, that's still too expensive.
Well, suit yourself.
I'm looking for work.
I can't use another farmhand, but I could offer some work to a day laborer. Well, what I mean is, you can lend a hand in the field, and there are certainly a few other things to do around here. I could pay you with gold, or give you a few decent things to wear. The things are worth a fair bit. I can't give them to you for nothing, but I can sell them to you cheap if you work for me. By the looks of you, I should say, take the clothes. Anyway, the small turnip field next to the barn needs to be harvested.
All right.
Then hurry it up a bit before I change my mind.
Here are your turnips.
Well, that's not even 20 of them. Did you eat the rest? I hope not, buddy. Otherwise, you can forget your pay. Get out there and get more. Go back to work, or I'll make you.
Hey, you! Here are your turnips.
Hey, you're not all that worthless after all. Take them to my wife in the house and tell her to cook them.
What about my pay?
I can give you 5 gold pieces. Or sell you the clothes cheaper. Well, what's it to be?
Make me a better price for the togs.
Good. I'll give them to you for 10 gold pieces less.
Have you got anything else for me to do?
I don't. But you can ask my wife or the boys in the fields. Maybe they need some help.
Hey, you! I've got a few turnips here for you.
Great. That should be enough to fatten those guys up. Since you're here anyway, I saw a traveling trader pass by here a few minutes ago. I think he stopped on his way to town. Go to him and see whether he's got a decent frying pan for me.
Give me the gold, and I'll go see the merchant for you.
Are you saying I can trust you? Just don't spend the money on booze, do you hear?
Can you give me something to eat?
Here, take this. You're a good lad.
I don't believe it. The bastard's running around in my clothes. You should be making yourself useful around here, not sniffing around in my house, you lazy bum. You give me back my clothes right now.
Forget it.
I'll teach you, buddy. Filthy thief, just you wait. Hey, you. Since you were here the last time, some of my stuff has been missing from my chest. You should be making yourself useful around here, not sniffing around. You give me back my clothes.
Here, take them back.
If you want them, you can pay for them. Now go make yourself useful.
Nothing to be had there.
That piece of shit is slaughtering our sheep. Never do that again. Those are our sheep.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing to plunder.
Who do we have here? You're on your way to the city. Am I not right?
Maybe.
You look like a fugitive. All fugitives are headed for the city. You could even be a former convict for the mining colony. I don't care where you come from, but I believe I have an interesting offer for you.
What do you have to offer?
The way you look, the guards will never let you into the city. I can help you get into the city. I have here a small piece of paper with the royal seal and the governor's signature. A pass. With this scrap of paper in your pocket, you can run about as raggedly as you please, and the guards will leave you alone. Interested?
There must be a catch to this.
No, no catch. You will merely owe me a favor.
How will you get into town?
The guards know me. I will simply tell them that I have lost my pass.
What do you want for your pass?
I knew you were the right man. Listen, you will get the pass from me, now.
Just like that?
Just so. But if I meet you in the city, you owe me a favor. Do we have a deal?
Sure. Give me that paper.
Here, Be careful with that. It is very valuable. One more thing. Don't even think about breaking your word. As a merchant, I have a great deal of influence in the city. And it wouldn't go well for you. Believe me.
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
I've got a...
Suit yourself.
Hey! Can you give me something?
You've had your portion for today.
Here's your frying pan.
Fine. Let's see then whether it's any good.
Can you give me...
You've had your
And how goes the work?
Same as always. Lot to do, not enough money, and with a bit of bad luck, the orcs will come tomorrow and burn down our farm. The king's paladins have occupied the whole city, but I can hardly believe they'll move their butts out here when the orcs attack us.
Can I help you? I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about working in the fields?
What is there to know?
In that case, I think we're fine here. Thank you. If you want to work for Lobart as a day laborer, I can only warn you, he pays people like you really miserable.
He offered to sell me some clean clothes cheap if I helped out on the farm.
Well, I don't have anything for you to do, but you can bring me and the boys something to drink. Fetch me a bottle of wine, and I'll tell Lobart you were a real help to us.
I'm headed for town.
And?
Is there anything interesting you can tell me about the city?
Nope. But Maleth goes to the city from time to time. Maybe he knows something. I mean, something that would interest you.
Is there any interesting news?
I could have sworn I saw an orc over there on the edge of the woods 2 days ago. Since then, I've kept at least one eye open at night.
Hey! Have you got...
I don't.
How much for the work clothes?
Well, we'll see. You've worked the field for me. You helped my wife. 50 gold pieces.
Give me the work clothes then.
Well, my boy, honesty is the best policy. Here you go.
Nothing there.
Hey, you, come here.
What is it?
On your way to the city, and really busy, too. Listen, you look like a smart guy to me. I bet you'll go far in life. You're certainly nobody's fool, I could see that right away. Say, you'd probably like to earn a few gold coins, wouldn't you?
Are you hiding from someone?
Of course not. What nonsense. I just enjoy standing among the trees so the wind won't blow right into my face. What about you now? Do you want the job?
Why not?
You'll have to forgive an ignorant old seaman. I'm a stranger in these parts and I don't really know all the rules. So I had to find out the hard way that traveling strangers aren't welcome in the harbor city. Now I'm standing here with no idea how I'm supposed to get into the city. I have some extremely important business to conduct and my client won't tolerate a delay, you see. You'll help me find a way to get past the city guard, won't you?
About the city guards.
Yes, got an idea?
I have a pass for the city.
Oh, I see. I'm supposed to act like I'm a citizen of the town, or what? Take a look at me, boy. Nobody's going to believe that.
You could get into the city as a herb gatherer.
What? Do I look like I'd be picking flowers in the woods?
They should let you pass if you're wearing these farmer's clothes.
That's just what I need. Man, I knew I could count on you. Nobody will bother me disguised as a local yokel. Excellent. You did really well. Here's your promised reward.
What? 50 measly gold coins? You can't be serious.
Gold isn't everything, my friend. Take them for now. I have the feeling that we'll be seeing one another soon. And who knows, maybe I'll return the favor. Look after yourself.
Wait a minute. One more thing.
Listen, kid, I've got important things to do right now. We'll talk again later, got it?
Nothing there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to be had there. Hey!
Trouble? Damn. I don't know where they're all hiding. You kill one, and shortly afterwards they're all back again. Wait a moment. I know you. You're the fellow who was constantly baking arrows for me in the Valley of Mines.
Your name is Cavalorn, right?
Ah, I see you haven't forgotten me after all we went through in the cursed colony. Where are you heading?
To the city.
Well, well. To the city, eh? You may run into problems with the guards. They aren't letting just anyone in anymore, since the area here is swarming with bandits. In the past few days, one of those former psionics from the Valley of Mines came by here. He said he constantly goes in and out of Corinus. He went into the valley below the big tower. There must be a way in there somewhere near the waterfall. Maybe you should talk to the fellow.
Interesting armor you're wearing. Don't you belong to the Shadows anymore?
Shadows? They haven't existed since the fall of the barrier. The moment we could finally leave the Valley of Mines, there was no reason for me to stick with them. Now I work for the Water Mages. I belong to the Ring of Water.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
I'm not really allowed to talk about it. All I can do is send you to Vatras. He is the representative of the water mages in Corinus. The best thing would be to talk to him. Tell him you've come from me. Maybe he'll take you on as one of us. We urgently need more good people.
What are you doing here?
I'm sitting tight. If it hadn't been for these damn bandits, I wouldn't be here.
Weren't you and your people enemies of the water mages back then?
Those crazy old days are over. There isn't any more new camp or old camp. Now that the penal colony no longer exists, everyone is on his own. Most of us former prisoners are still being hunted. The water mages were able to get my sentence commuted, and now I can move about freely.
What are the water mages doing now?
They're up to something big. It has to do with an unknown region of the island.
An unknown region? Where is it supposed to be?
I can't tell you more. Talk to Vatras in Corinus.
What was that about bandits?
Have you slept through the last few weeks?
Huh?
I'm talking about all the riffraff from the penal colony that are making themselves at home here in the area, plundering and murdering for all they're worth. I guess I'm lucky they didn't kill me. I let down my guard for one moment, and they clubbed me from behind. No idea how I'll get all my stuff back now.
You were robbed by the bandits?
Yes, they beat me down and tossed me to the goblins for lunch. It was damned important stuff. A letter and all my money. I absolutely have to get it back. But without someone to watch my back, I'm not going back there. That cowardly rabble.
Can I help you with the bandits?
Maybe. But as scrawny as you look, you surely haven't held a proper sword in your hand for weeks. Well, I don't have any choice but to take your offer. My time is running out. So, pay attention. Down this path here, you'll find one of those filthy holes in the ground that bandits like to hide in. The fellows there are the same ones who stole my stuff. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll nab the rabble.
I need better equipment.
Those swine haven't left me much. I can give you a wolf knife. Will that do for now?
You call that a knife? But what about healing?
I still have 2 healing potions here. Interested?
Sure, give them here. Let's mix it up with those guys.
Sure thing. Just keep my back clear, okay? Now they're in for a nasty surprise.
Shouldn't have come here.
You deserve that, lowlife. You poor sucker. You don't even have any gold on you. So, that's done. Ha! They shouldn't have messed with me. Then I can finally fulfill my mission. I've lost too much time already.
What sort of mission?
Yeah. First I have to get into the city, and then later. I don't know how I'm going to get all that done in time.
What about me?
Why not? You could take the letter into the city. Then I'll have a bit more time to take care of my equipment. One of the bandits must have the letter in his pocket. Take it to Vatras, the water mage in the city. You'll find him in the Temple of Adenos. He preaches there all day. Tell him that I wasn't able to get it done. And if he asks where I am, just tell him I'm already on my way to the meeting point. Okay? Oh yeah, one more thing. First buy some decent clothes from the farmers. Otherwise, you may be taken for a bandit. Here's a couple of coins.
Can you teach me something?
Sure. You know that. Man, they really took a lot out of you. You can't remember anything at all, can you?
I want to learn your abilities.
Sure. What do you want to know? I can't teach you anymore. I can't teach you anymore. You're too good. I can't teach you anymore. I can't. Come back when you have more experience. That's better. You've forgotten a lot since then, but we'll get it back.
I can't read that.
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
Here's your wine.
I'd better not ask where you got her from, huh? Oh, who cares? Well, thanks anyway. Lobart will only hear the best about you.
Hey! Those bandits won't trouble you anymore.
Why? Are they dead?
They picked a fight with the wrong guy.
Thank Innos. Here, it isn't much, but I want you to have it. I'll tell the others about this.
Have you got...
I don't, but you can ask my wife.
Halt!
What is it?
You aren't getting in here, my boy.
Why not?
Looking the way you do, you're sure to cause nothing but trouble here, boy. And we got enough rabble in the city. We have no use for people without money.
I need to see the leader of the Paladins. I've got an important message for him.
Oh, and what important message might that be?
It can't go on like this forever.
The hosts of evil are camped in the Valley of Corinus.
In the Valley of Mines. You come from there? Have you seen the army?
We can only wait and see.
No, but I've been sent by someone who saw them.
Who sent you?
A magician.
You have news from the magicians? Then surely you must have a seal as proof.
No.
What? The magicians always give their messengers a seal.
Not this magician.
I don't believe you. If you're really a messenger, then spit out your news or clear off.
I can only give this message to the Paladins.
It don't work like that, boy. Like hell will I let you see Lord Hagen if I can't be sure that you won't waste his valuable time.
The army of evil is led by dragons.
What? That can't be true. And I came that close to letting you in. If you served up that story to Lord Hagen, he'd have handed me my head. Scram!
I'm bringing some herbs for Constantino, the alchemist.
Really? Then you won't mind showing me what you brought. Looks good. All right, in you go. But don't cause any trouble. Understood? Move along.
What's up?
Listen, you now have access to the city, but that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want around here. If you don't stick to the rules, you'll lose all your rights here. Got my own opinion about that.
Halt, stranger. I am Lothar, Paladin of the King and humble servant of Innos, your lord. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task of explaining to all newcomers the new laws which apply to all inhabitants of the city.
Since people have started simply vanishing all over this town, everyone needs to watch out that they don't suffer the same fate.
I have an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
The Honorable Lord Hagen is not receiving anyone. Lord Andre, the commander of the city guard, is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
Listen, the city is threatened by dragons.
That can't be true. Another lunatic. We have enough unrest in the city as it is. And without some dimwit scaring people with fairy tales about dragons. I immediately locked up the last person who was here telling dragon tales and sent him to the Valley of Mines with the prison transport. So mind your tongue. We can't use anyone here who spreads panic among the people.
That's really not my problem.
Somebody already reported the dragons here?
Yes. The fellow's name was Diego. I think so, in any case. I warned him just like you. But the lunatic just wouldn't stop getting on my nerves.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I've got my own opinion.
The townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town, understood?
That was obvious all along.
All right. Explain the rules of the city to me.
First, the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his troops. That is why access to the upper quarter is allowed only to honorable citizens. Second, the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the Paladins. Only the Paladins themselves and members of the militia have access to it. And third, Whoever is accused of a crime must exonerate himself with the commander of the militia. Any questions?
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
How do I get to the upper quarter?
Say, are you listening to me at all? You're not a citizen of this town. You can save yourself the trips. The guards won't let you in. The entire area behind the inner gate is off limits to you.
I have come to get the Eye of Innos.
The sacred Eye of Innos?
Nothing surprising.
How do you know about that? You're not a member of the Order.
A magician told me about it.
I don't know what his motives were when he entrusted one of the secrets of our Order to you, but he certainly didn't mean for you to get your fingers on it.
But
I don't want to hear any more about it. First you start with fairy tales about dragons, and then this. Incredible.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Really didn't deserve that.
where can I find the commander of the city guard?
Doesn't surprise
Lord Andre can be found in the barracks at the other end of the city.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Where can I spend the night here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the hotel directly across from the barracks. The paladins pay for the lodging of all travelers who come to the city. The traveling traders from the marketplace are also lodged there.
I'm not telling you anything new.
How do I become a citizen of the town?
Only those with regular jobs will be considered citizens of the town. But don't think that you'll be admitted to Lord Hagen just because you're a citizen of the town. As a citizen, you have access to the upper quarter, nothing more. Only as a member of the militia will you have access to the town hall.
Do you really believe that?
How do I get accepted into the militia?
By express command of Lord Hagen, only citizens of the town will be admitted into the militia.
I see.
If you want to know more, speak to Lord Andre in the barracks.
It's really not my problem.
Where can I find work?
You'll have to apply as an apprentice to one of the masters here in the lower part of the city. As soon as a master accepts you, you are a citizen of the town. However, the other masters must agree to it. That's the custom here in Corinthus. If you were thinking about looking for work in the Harbor District, forget it. The scum of the city live there. Don't even go there. You would regret it.
He didn't get that from me.
What do I have to do to get armor like yours?
What? You aren't even a member of the militia. You're not even a citizen. How can you even think of being allowed to wear the armor of a paladin? Only a few militia soldiers, those who have performed extraordinary deeds, have been granted that honor so far. If you want to be a paladin, you have a long road ahead of you, my boy.
I agree with you completely.
I've got to go.
If I hear one more time that you are telling people here about dragons, you will be in big trouble. Do I make myself clear?
That's been known a long time.
Don't say you didn't know that.
That's all just gossip.
Hello, stranger. You must be hungry and thirsty. Perhaps I can interest you in my wares.
It's really not my problem.
I was actually on my way to see the paladins.
There's little chance of that. Since the paladins made themselves at home in the upper end of town, hardly anyone gets in there anymore.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
Me? Nah, I don't have much say here myself. There are a few people in the lower city who have enough influence to get you past the guards. Mateo, my boss, is one of them. Maybe you should talk to him.
Where can I find Mateo?
You're standing right outside his shop. Just go on in. He's practically always there.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
What about the other influential citizens?
The merchants and master craftsmen here on the main street are the most important figures in the city. You should try to get accepted by one of them as an apprentice like me. Since I started working for Mateo, the people in the city treat me with respect.
It's really not my problem.
What do you have to offer?
At the moment, I don't have much choice.
But no.
The damned landowner doesn't deliver anymore. And what we get from the small farms isn't enough to meet the demands of the city.
That's been known a long time.
I can't believe that.
Tell me more about the peasants' revolt.
It's It's quite simple. Onar, the fat landowner, won't pay any more taxes to the city. Imagine, we're at war with the orcs, and that fat slob wants everything for himself. Normally, the city guard would take firm measures in such cases. But now comes the best part. They say Onar has hired mercenaries to keep the troops from the city off his back. Mercenaries. The whole thing will end in a damn war, as if one war weren't enough.
What do you know about Onar's mercenaries?
I heard that most of them are former convicts from the mining colony. And their leader's supposed to have been a big shot with the king, a general or something, whom they put away as a traitor. These are terrible times.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Show me your wares.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
That's been known a long time.
Where did you pick that up then?
Halt! No one may enter the storeroom!
I never knew that.
Why can't anyone enter the storeroom?
The Honorable Lord Hagen has confiscated the goods for the king's army.
Really not my problem.
Don't say you didn't know that.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Hey, you're new in town, huh?
No.
Yes, and what about you?
I've come from the mainland, and now I'm hanging around here. I'm almost out of gold, so all I can do now is join the militia, I guess. But I don't want to do that. I won't be slaughtered by those orcs on the king's behalf.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
What can you tell me about the militia?
One of the paladins has taken command. A certain Lord Andre. He's trying to mobilize half the city in case the orcs attack. But you need to be a citizen of the town in order to be admitted. As far as I know, if you're not a citizen, you can train anyway. But you won't be officially admitted.
Doesn't believe everything you hear.
What else can you tell me about Lord Andre?
He has taken over the position of judge as well. If you cause any trouble in this town, you're gonna have to answer to him. I was once in a brawl with a citizen. He went crying to Lord Andre and ratted me out. That little matter cost me 50 gold pieces. I was lucky that it happened at night, or others would have witnessed it. The more people complain about you in this town, the higher your penalty will be.
Who did you fight with?
With a fellow named Valentino. He often hangs out in the tavern near the temple. I'm not usually a violent person, but that guy needed his face rearranged in the worst way.
Has anything exciting happened?
You could say that. They robbed Bosper the bowmaker. What a brazen thing to do, I tell you. The fellow just ambled into the shop in broad daylight and grabbed himself a bow. And Bosper right after him, hollering, "Stop right there, you rogue!" But the thief was too fast.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I've heard a thing or two.
That's really not my problem.
That was quite obvious.
I'm no better off myself.
But Enos beheld what
Hey,
Beliar
you,
had
wait,
done.
you look familiar
He
to me.
also bestrode the land.
What do you want?
And
I've seen your
chose
face
the
before
human.
somewhere, right?
And Enos spoke to him, and the human became
Here,
his
we found this
subject.
picture on some bandits we picked up a few
And
days
Enos
ago.
gave unto
Looks a
him
lot like you.
portion of his
Apparently,
divine
those guys
power,
were looking
so
for
that
you.
he might undo the work of Beliar. And Beliar
Gee, I'd never have
spoke
thought
to
of that
another
myself.
Creature.
Very funny.
Adanos brought
What did
forth
those
the
guys
tide,
want from
and
you?
the creature was
Ask
washed
him
from
yourself.
the face of the
You've
earth.
got them safely locked up, haven't you?
No, they're dead.
I guess we'll never know then.
But with it,
If
the
you're in some
trees
kind
and
of trouble,
animals were
go
also
talk to Lord
washed
Andre.
away.
Maybe he
And
can help
a
you.
deep
You'll find him in the
sadness
barracks.
Overcame Adanos. And thus spake Adanos to his brothers, "Never again shall you walk upon my land, for it is sacred, and so shall it be."
I'll never get this open without the right key.
But the human and the beast waged war upon the land of Adonis.
Hey,
the
you!
wrath of the gods was with them.
How's the situation?
At the moment, it's quiet. Only the bandits outside the city are causing us
slew
problems.
The beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm.
What do you know about the bandits?
They've all come from that blasted mining colony. But there are several splinter groups. Some are holed up in the mountains, and others have joined up with Ona, the landowner. But it's the bandits outside of town who cause the most problems. They're the reason that none of the merchants venture beyond the city gates now.
And Enos, in his wisdom,
Where did the bandits who had my wanted poster come from?
We picked them up near the landowner's place, but they didn't look like Onar's people. I think they're part of a smaller group which is holed up in the mountains near Onar's farm.
For the day
But if
in
you
which
intend
the
to go
beast
there, let me warn you,
return to
those
the land.
cutthroats make short work of everyone.
I'll remember that.
And so he bade Adonis be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adonis, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Cavalorn sent me to you.
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me? Yes, but it's been opened. I hope it didn't fall into the wrong hands. Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
I took it from some bandits.
By Adonis, that's not good. That's not good at all. If what you say is true, we've got a huge problem. I shall have to take care of it as soon as possible.
I've got this stone tablet. Can you tell me more about it?
Those are artifacts from the old culture, which we have been investigating for some time. There are several kinds of them. Some contain information about the history of the ancient people, and that is the kind I am interested in. Bring me all of those that you can find. I shall give you an appropriate reward.
I've got another stone tablet for you.
Great! Here, take a few potions as a reward.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Zardos, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country, and you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
I have vanquished the sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that, the great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Corinus these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town and return unharmed.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However...
Yes?
You should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Laris can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
I shall do that. About those missing people.
Yes?
Where should I start looking for them?
Most of those people disappeared down by the harbor. That's probably where you should start your search.
Let me tell you what I know.
What have you found out?
Nothing important so far. Can you teach me something about magic?
Only the chosen of Innos and the chosen of Adonos are permitted to work rune magic. But common mortals can also work magic with the help of spell scrolls. I can show you how you can channel and expand your magic powers.
Tell me about the gods.
What exactly would you like to know?
Tell me about Beliar.
Beliar is the dark god of death, destruction, and all things unnatural. He is in eternal battle with Innos, but Adonos guards the balance between the two. Only a few humans follow the call of Beliar. However, he grants great strength to those who do.
Tell me about Adonos.
Adonos is the god of the center. He is the scales of justice and guardian of the balance between Innos and Beliar. He commands the power of change. His gift is the water in all the oceans, rivers, and lakes. His priests are the water mages, just as I am a servant and priest of Adanos.
Tell me about Innos.
Very well. Innos is the first and highest god. He created the sun and the world. He commands light and fire, his gifts to humanity. He is law and justice. His priests are the magicians of fire. The paladins are his warriors.
Can you heal me?
You do not require healing magic at this time.
I want to increase my magic powers.
Wait. If you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
And Innos, in his wisdom, did so. But the light was a torment for Beliar. All that Innos created was destroyed by Beliar.
Who says things like that?
And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute. And he did not.
My husband thinks. Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
One more.
Listen,
That's
kid.
what I always say.
We're talking.
He simply talks.
I am Hacker, the weapons dealer. Every man should carry a weapon these days, especially when venturing outside of the city walls.
Really, how interesting.
Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there, because of the bandits for one thing, and also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
I don't believe that.
Do you know anything about the paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most. They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than 1.5 feet. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
Things like that.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay. He thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Corinus?
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life. And many of those who went out never came back. But what happened the other day was really quite strange. There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers where the militia keep their arms. I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon, but Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
You don't say.
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city, and I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks for quite a while. The militia tried to track them down, but without any success.
Do you know who in the militia took part in the search?
The fellow's name is Pablo. He and a few others went looking for the bandits, but they didn't find them.
Do you know where I can find Pablo?
He patrols around the city. You'll find him either at the Temple Square or in the lower part of town.
Really, how interesting.
Where did they hold you up?
Near Akhil's farm. Just go out of the city gate from here. Follow the road to the right. After a while, you'll get to a few steps.
That's not what I heard.
The bastards came from there. I bet they have their hideout back there in the woods.
Everybody knows by now.
I'll deal with it.
What? You want to take on the bandits? By yourself? You're quite a good fighter, huh?
How much is the matter worth to you?
That's a dangerous business. Well, it's all right with me.
That's an open secret.
I'll pay you 100 gold pieces if you defeat the bandits.
He works all day, too.
Show me your wares.
I won't tell her a thing from now
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I don't believe that.
That's not what I heard.
Don't say. Don't tell this to anyone.
But that's terrible.
I don't believe it. Don't tell this to anyone.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Too much. Now that's typical, isn't it?
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Like that. But that's terrible.
But that's terrible.
He works all day, too. Someone's got to do the work.
That's not what I heard.
He'd better shut up.
That's what I've always said.
These are bad times. But that's terrible.
Order and chaos were equal, and so the sea was created. And the sea released the land.
What do you know about
and
the bandits who robbed
there
Hack and the
arose
merchant?
all creatures,
Oh, that
trees
matter.
as well
Don't
as
remind me.
animals,
As far as we
wolves
know,
as well
they're
as
responsible
sheep.
for a lot of the
Last
attacks
all
on merchants.
arose
Those rats have
a
crawled into their
human.
holes and don't dare come out
And
again.
Adanos was
Once we were able to
pleased
track
with
them
what had
down and
arisen.
follow them. But we broke off pursuit in the woods outside the city. There's too many beasts roaming around there. It's much too
But so
dangerous.
great was
But
the
there's
wrath
one more
of
thing.
Beliar
A few of
that
the
he came
stolen
across
goods have
the
shown up in
land
Corinus.
and chose
This means
the
that they
beast.
know how they can smuggle the
And
wares
Beliar
into town and
spoke
sell
to it,
them.
and
Yeah,
the beast
we suspect they have a
became
fence in the
his
city.
subject.
But we haven't been able to
And
catch the guy
Beliar
yet. If you
gave
find out
unto
anything
the
about the
portion
business,
of his
remember Lord
divine
Andre has
power,
posted a
so
bounty
that it
for the
might
fence.
Destroy the land. But Enos beheld what Beliar had done, and he also bestrode the land and chose the human. And Enos spoke to him.
That's not what my husband thinks. Someone's gotta do the work. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
He can't keep anything to himself. Really, how interesting.
Enos be with you, stranger. If you're looking for a good selection for the traveler, then you're in the right place. But I'm warning you, if you're planning on helping yourself without paying, I'll call the city guard.
Just a moment. Do I look like a thief?
Bah! You won't be the first one to make off with my things
That's
today.
not what my husband thinks.
I don't believe that.
Somebody stole from you.
I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaroo, if that really is his right name. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days. And every evening he gets plastered at the beer stand down the street. I bet the bastard is drinking my money. I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
He can't keep anything to
I can get your gold back for you.
Oh, and why would you do that?
in secret. But that's terrible. That's what I've always said.
Don't tell this to anyone.
I want part of the gold as a reward.
First, see if you can get my purse back. Then, we'll talk about your reward.
That's what I've always said. And it's going to
Why didn't you call the city guard?
The guards only respond if a thief is caught in the act. And when I noticed my purse was missing, the bastard was already gone.
Take care of everything for everybody. And it's gonna get even worse.
How much gold was in that purse?
50 gold pieces. That's quite a lot in these crappy times.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. If you just knock the bastard down, the city guard will get involved. Lately, things have been getting really tough here. Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something.
I shall.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
About the thief.
Yes, how's it going? Have you caught him? And much more importantly, do you have my gold?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
I'm still working on it.
Then see to it that you get my gold back.
But that's terrible.
Show me your wares.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
But that's terrible.
He had better shut up.
He can't keep anything.
Welcome,
to
stranger. My name is Baltron.
Someone's gonna do
Have you
it.
come to stock up on food? I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. I don't have much in stock right now, but
Works all day.
I'll be getting a new delivery soon.
Really, how interesting.
Have you got a job for me?
Honestly,
No, I already have an errand boy. Try the other merchants.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Show me your wares.
if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes,
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
you don't say.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
What can I do
Who says
for
things
you?
like that?
Are you seeking spiritual comfort?
I can't take care of everything
Do
for
you
everybody.
want to direct a prayer to our Lord
That's an
Enos, or donate some gold for his church?
You don't say.
I need to talk to the paladins. Can you help me get to them?
Well,
Honestly,
you
I
need
witnessed it myself.
access to the upper end of town.
If I hadn't seen
However,
it with my own eyes.
this is allowed only to citizens
I
and the
won't
city
tell her a thing
guard.
from now on.
And of course, to us,
Don't tell this to
magicians of
anyone.
fire.
How can I become a fire magician?
You must
I
join
hadn't
our
seen it with
order
my
as a
own
novice. When you have served for a time,
get even
perhaps
worse.
you will be accepted into the ranks of the magicians.
I can't take care of
However,
everything for everybody.
the path to acceptance is long and
Don't
full
tell
of
me
work
things.
and study.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes,
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes,
you don't say.
that's not what my husband thinks.
Really, how interesting.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
These are bad times.
Where do you come from?
I come from the monastery of the magicians, which lies in the mountains. We accept everyone there who is pure of heart and feels the desire to serve our almighty Lord Enos.
Someone's gonna do the work.
Tell me about Enos.
Enos,
He better
our
shut
almighty Lord, is the light and the fire.
And it's gonna
He
get even
chooses
worse.
humans to be his tool, giving them magic and
better
laws.
shut up.
We act in his name. We administer justice
tell
according to
him.
his will and preach his word.
Someone's got to do the work.
That's not what I heard.
What are you doing in town?
You don't
I have
say.
discussions with the paladins and support the citizens with
Someone's
my
gotta do the
advice
work.
and with helpful words. Particularly
He
in
better
these
shut up.
difficult times, it is our duty to be there for the
Work's
people
okay.
and to help the poor.
He'd better shut up.
You don't say.
Someone's got to do the work.
He said
So,
he
how much
wants
does a
to.
donation usually run to here?
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give,
Someone's
son.
gonna do the work.
Let me see how much you brought.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
You have more than 100
hadn't seen it
gold
with
pieces. The Lord says, give if you have.
Honestly,
The church
I would
accepts
sit
your
myself.
generous donation. I bless you in the name of Enos, for he is light and righteousness.
Who says things like that?
Tell me more about the monastery.
Simply
We
talks too
instruct
much.
our students in all forms of magic, but the arts of the magicians of fire consist of more than these alone. We are also well versed in the art of alchemy and in the creation of powerful runes. We also make excellent wine.
Who says things like that?
He can't keep anything to himself.
But that's terrible.
That's not what I heard.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
Who says things like that?
Don't tell this to anyone.
You still owe me a favor. It is time to pay your debt.
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the marketplace back. Sarah snatched it away from me. But she has had that spot long enough. I want her to give up the stall.
And what's my part in this?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket. Then you go to Andre and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to Onar. She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
These are bad times.
All right, looks like I've got no choice.
You're a clever lad. Here is the letter.
How am I supposed to foist the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter on her. And bear in mind, I am an influential man in the city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
He had better shut up.
And he works all day, too.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
These are bad times.
Everybody knows by now.
He can't keep anything to himself.
I won't tell her a thing.
That's terrible. You don't say.
Everybody knows by now.
Someone's got to do the work.
You don't say.
That's not what my husband thinks.
How's business?
When the Paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity, but they let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even 1 gold piece off them. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up. It's only a small consolation that the Paladins are paying my hotel bill.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Who says things like that?
Everybody knows by now.
These are bad times.
He can't keep anything to himself.
What's the problem with the farmers?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course. And Onar, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they'd simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers. I saw them as I was passing Akil's farm. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now.
That's not what my husband thinks. He can't keep anything to himself.
Where will I find Akil's farm?
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway. It leads up to Akil's farm, but I wouldn't go there now. The mercenaries are certainly still there.
Someone's gonna do the work. I don't believe that.
Show me your wares.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Now that's typical, isn't it? You don't say.
That's what I've always said. I don't believe that.
But that's terrible. Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Go away, don't tell me that. It's going to get even worse. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Don't you have a job to do? First, foist the letter onto Sarah, and then go to Andre and accuse her. Do that, and don't try to cheat me. You would regret it.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
These are bad times. Someone's got to do the work.
Innos be with you, stranger. What brings you to me?
I've got an important message for Lord Hagen.
Well, you stand before one of his men. What is this about?
It's about a sacred artifact, the Eye of Innos.
The Eye of Innos. I have never heard of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. If there truly is an artifact of this name, only the highest members of our order would know anything about it. In any case.
That's why I have to talk to Lord Hagen himself.
Lord Hagen receives only paladins, or those who are in the service to paladins. It is beneath his dignity to waste his time with members of the common folk.
Why are you paladins in town?
The goals of our mission are secret. I can only tell you that there is no danger for the citizens of the town. You need not worry.
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal. Canthar the merchant is trying to get rid of Sarah.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace?
I was supposed to foist a letter on Sarah, which claimed that she's supplying weapons to Onar.
I see. I shall gladly pay the bounty for that bastard. He is already as good as behind bars.
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal.
About those missing people.
Just leave me alone with that. I've got other problems.
By reason of the imminent danger of an attack by orcs, each inhabitant of the city is to prepare himself accordingly.
Everybody knows by now. He simply talks too much. He had better shut up.
Ah, there you are again.
Honestly, I won't tell her a thing from now.
Canthar was trying to trick you and to get your booth for himself, but I've turned him over to the city guard.
Then you've made an enemy of a dangerous man. I've known the bastard for a long time, and he's always wanted my place for himself. Take this weapon as a token of my gratitude.
But that's terrible.
You don't say.
He'd better shut up.
But that's terrible.
Jorah says you've got his money.
Damn it! I'm out of here!
Talks too much.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Really, how interesting.
Gotcha!
Hey, what do you want from me? Huh?
You stole from Jorah in broad daylight, and he even saw you do it. So I've come to tell you that you're a lousy thief and that... And now, you tell me who you are.
I'm nothing but a poor wretch, trying to make ends meet one way or another. Well, what else can I do? I can't find a job in town.
All right, I see. Spare me your whining. You had better hand over Jorah's gold now.
Here's the dough, man! But now let me go! I'll never do it again!
I should turn you into the militia.
What else do you want? I've got nothing left. Let me go, man!
Why would I want to do that?
In the city, it's always good to know the right people and to stay on their good side. I could put in a good word for you. I can't and won't say more. The rest is up to you.
I'll see to it that you are put behind bars.
Oh, I don't want any more trouble. If you think that's what you should do, then be my guest. Hey, be careful though. My friends are not gonna like what you're pulling here.
So?
Go ahead, mock me. Eventually.
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal. Rengaru stole from the merchant Jorah. He tried to skedaddle, but I caught him.
Good. My men have already picked him up. He won't be stealing from anyone else in the near future. Here is your money.
Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of the realm. All civilian judges are to hand over their duties to the royal paladins, effective immediately. The Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the King's guards most severely.
Hey! What's new?
I hope the militia will finally find out why the population of Corinus keeps shrinking. You have to fear for your life when you hear that so many have already gone missing.
He can't keep anything to himself.
What's new?
I hope the Who says things like that?
What interesting things are there to see here?
There are all kinds of goods on display in the marketplace.
Who are the important figures in this town?
The paladins hold the upper quarter. That's what I've always said.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Who says things like that?
He can't keep anything to himself.
About the thief.
Yes, how's it going? Have you caught him? And much more importantly, do you have my gold?
Someone's gonna do the work.
Yeah, I caught him all right. He's gonna cool his heels in jail for a while.
What about my gold?
And he works all day, too.
Here's the 50 gold pieces he stole from you.
Innos be praised. There is still justice in the city.
You don't say.
I want part of the gold as a reward.
If it's gold you want, then hunt down the thieves and collect the bounty from Lord Andre. Now, I must get back to my customers.
Go away, don't tell me that.
Really? How interesting.
But that's terrible. Ah, customer, what can I do for you?
I have a few questions about the city. Where can I buy something around here?
The market is directly in front of the door. You should be able to find everything there. There are a few more shops and craftsmen on the other side of town. Most of them are near the other city gate. Also, there's a fishmonger in the harbor district. His shop is right at the harbor. He's easy to find.
Tell me about the town.
Corinus is one of the wealthiest cities within the kingdom, even if it doesn't look like it at the moment. But since the Orc War started, trade has almost come to a complete standstill. The king has requisitioned the entire merchant fleet for military service, which means that hardly any ships come into the harbor now. So, the supply of goods is very scarce now, and many citizens of the town are very worried. Nobody really knows what the future will bring. There's basically nothing we can do but wait and see what happens. It's not like we can change anything.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following
I'll never get this open without the right key.
martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of the realm. All civilian judges are to hand over their duties to
That's not what my husband thinks.
Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the king's guards most severely. Every inhabitant of Corinus who is guilty of a crime is to
How
report immediately
strange.
to Lord Andre.
It seems to me that I have met you before, traveler. Well, great are the mysteries of time and space. Oh, please forgive my rudeness, son of patience. I have not even greeted you yet. Welcome, friend. Take a seat on my humble rugs and enjoy a pipe in peace.
Who are you?
My name is Abu Jin ibn Jadir ibn Omar Khalid bin Haji al-Sharidi. I am a seer and a prophet, an astrologer and a purveyor of tobacco.
What kind of tobacco do you offer?
My pipes are filled with spicy, refreshing apple tobacco. Help yourself whenever you want, son of adventure.
Do you have other tobacco as well?
I offer only the very best tobacco. This apple blend is a symphony from my homeland, the Southern Isles. But, of course, I'm always open to trying a different sort of tobacco. If somebody should succeed in producing a really good tobacco.
How's that done?
Start with my apple tobacco as a basis, and then try combining it with another ingredient. This is done at an alchemist's bench, provided you know the essentials of alchemy.
Where can I get apple tobacco?
I shall give you 2 portions. It is up to you, in your wisdom, to do with them whatever you want. If you crave more, then direct your steps toward Zuris, the master of potions. He produces this tobacco, and he sells it too.
Can you make me a prophecy?
My services are yours for a modest fee. Oh, father of generosity.
How much do you want?
For a paltry 25 coins. I shall risk a glance through time for you. But remember, the future is always uncertain. All I can do is glimpse some fragments of time.
Tell me about the future.
All right, seeker of knowledge. I shall now enter a state of trance. Are you ready? Orcs. They are guarding an entry, an old tunnel, a valley of mines, men in shining armor. A magician. Your friend is with them. He is waiting for you. Fire! An attack! A mighty creature. The flames, many shall die. What is that? A city. Ruins. Quarholdron in Jarkandar. He is summoned. Quarholdron in Jarkandar. I'm sorry. The vision is over. There's nothing more I can see.
Can you make me another prophecy?
Oh, son of the mysterious future. It is not within my power to lift the veil of time. Only when time sends me another omen shall I be able to see for you again.
When will that be?
When the future has become present, and you have continued your journey.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby
Lord
enacted.
Andre is springing
Martial
for a few
law is
barrels of free
immediately
beer.
declared in all cities and regions of the
closer.
realm. All civilian
break and have a
judges
sip
are
of
to
cool
hand
beer.
over their duties
The
to the
paladin-
royal paladins,
Hey,
effective immediately. The Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the King's guards most severely. Every inhabitant of Corinus who is guilty of a crime is to report immediately to Lord Andre.
Hey,
Hey, you! Hey, what's up?
As long as the Paladins don't have any new assignments for me, I can have myself a couple of beers here. What more could you ask?
You're working for the Paladins?
Yeah, I report to them on the situation in the city. At the moment, everything is quiet.
How are things with the orcs?
No reason to worry. We in the city guard and the Paladins have everything under control. Go home and let us do our work. We're watching over the town and its citizens. Oh.
Would you like another beer?
There's nothing better than a cool ale.
You were about to say something about the orcs.
Oh, yeah, right. The orcs are absolutely no threat to the city. They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and the pass is held by the Paladins. Not even a meat bug could get through there.
Would you like another beer?
Well, I won't say no to a decent pint.
They've even spotted an orc outside of town.
Yeah, right. The dangerous orc outside the city. A real monster of an orc. Well, he's bound to attack the city soon. Listen, we'll kick that fat orc in his...
I see. Would you like...
You know, you don't often meet someone who'll treat you to a beer.
Would you like another?
A tasty bitter ale is... You know, you don't often meet someone who'll treat you to a beer.
Would you like a
tasty... You know, you don't have to...
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is...
Put away that weapon. Put away that weapon. Smart kid.
Hey, come...
Hey, you!
Hey, come closer. Take a break and have a sip of cool beer. Nothing hits the spot like a cool pint after work.
Hey, you!
Hey, come closer. Take a break and have a sip of cool beer. Nothing hits the spot like a cool pint after work.
Hey!
Hey, come...
Hey, you!
The...
Hey!
The...
Hey! How's it go?
You're not from around here, are you? Never mind. Neither am I.
Where did you hang around before?
In the woods, hunting scavengers and wolves, together with some hunters. But I gave it up. These are dangerous times. There's a lot of riffraff running around out there.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
I can teach you how to sneak properly and how to handle a bow. If you want to learn how to skin an animal, go to Bosper. He's the one who taught me.
Why don't we go?
With two, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything about hunting then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
No.
Then it wouldn't be worth it. Come back when you learn something.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be further strengthened. The guards on the gates are ordered to interpret the law in the strictest sense in order to prevent unauthorized entry. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. By reason of the imminent danger of an attack by orcs, each inhabitant of the city is to prepare himself accordingly. Everyone is to begin training in the skills of combat immediately, and to arm himself appropriately. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be further strengthened. The guards on the gates are ordered to interpret the law in the strictest sense in order to prevent unauthorized entry. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. From this moment onward, Lord Andre will take the supreme command of our militia. All the citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal are herewith urged to join the royal militia. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. From this moment onward, Lord Andre will take the supreme command of our militia. All the citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal are herewith urged to join the royal militia. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. From this moment onward, Lord Andre will take the supreme command of our militia. All the citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal are herewith urged to join the royal militia. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be further strengthened. The guards on the gates are ordered to interpret the law in the strictest sense in order to prevent unauthorized entry. Hear ye, inhabitants of... From this moment onward, Lord Andre will take the supreme command of our militia. All the citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal are herewith urged to join the royal militia.
Exactly what I said.
I'm no better off myself.
I could have told you that before.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of the realm. All civilian judges are to hand over their duties to the royal paladins, effective immediately. The Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the king's guards most severely. Every inhabitant of Corinus who is guilty of a crime is to report immediately to Lord Andre.
I agree with you completely. I'd have gone about it differently.
There've been all kinds of rumors.
Will it ever change? If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
It's exactly what I said.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I'd have gone about it differently. You hardly know who to believe these days.
Let's wait and see what happens.
And it's gonna get even worse.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. It's really not my problem.
Some problems solve themselves.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
It's really not my problem.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. By reason of the imminent danger of an attack by orcs, each inhabitant of the city is to prepare himself accordingly. Everyone is to begin training in the skills of combat immediately and to arm himself appropriately.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
You don't have to ask me that.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
I'm not telling you anything new. I'd have gone about it differently.
That's nothing new.
That's not what my husband thinks.
That's been known a long time. It's a bad business.
You don't have to ask me that.
You don't say.
I'm no better off myself. It's a bad business.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
You can't keep anything to himself.
It's not what I heard. It's a bad business.
That's nothing new.
I'm not telling you anything new. You listen to the wrong people.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
These are bad times.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. From this moment onward, Lord Andre will take the supreme command of our militia.
That's terrible.
All the citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal are herewith urged to join the royal militia.
I won't tell her anything.
That doesn't surprise me. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That's exactly what I said.
I don't believe that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Someone's got to do the work.
That's been known a long time. I agree with you completely.
There have been all kinds of rumors.
You don't say.
I never knew that. Nobody will learn anything from me.
I could have told you that before.
That's not what I heard.
I'm not telling you anything new. Is it really true?
Why haven't I heard about this before?
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That doesn't surprise me. Nobody will learn anything from me.
That's totally obvious.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I'm not telling you anything new.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
These are bad times.
He never would have thought of that himself. It's not what I heard.
I could have told you that before.
I won't tell her a thing.
That was obvious all along. It's not what I heard.
It's exactly what I said.
Who says things like that?
He doesn't see that. I can't help it. But no, he insisted he knew better.
Better to watch out. You can't tell one.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That's all just gossip. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's better to watch out. You can't tell one.
Who says things like that?
I'd have gone about it differently.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be further strengthened. The guards on the gates are ordered to interpret the law in the strictest sense in order to prevent unauthorized entry.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I wouldn't have done that.
Who says things like that?
It's not what I heard.
It's exactly what I said.
I don't believe that.
It's a bad business. You listen to the wrong people.
It's exactly what I said.
That's what I've always said.
You listen to the wrong people. I'd have gone about it differently.
Anything's possible.
You don't say.
I'm no better off myself. I'm no better off myself.
He should have known it.
But that's terrible.
That doesn't surprise me. Is it really true?
He should have known it.
But that's terrible.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, Any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden.
Nothing surprises me anymore.